Tubies, let me tell you something. This is sage. Well, it's sage and another herb, but that's not my point. This is sage. We all have these. Everybody has one, okay? Some people have hundreds of thousands of them. Some people have none of them. And some people spend disgusting amounts of money on them, okay? And we burn them, and we wave them around, and we're like, oh, negative spirit, go away, negative spirit. Are you stupid? Are you dumb? I really need to know if you're stupid. I'm sorry, but are you stupid? I think you're stupid. You're like, that's not very nice. Don't tell me I'm stupid. But I know you're itching for me to tell you why you're stupid, which is the correct answer to my abuse of your emotions and mental capabilities on my channel. Sage does not actually dispel negative spirits. At least not to my knowledge. It cleanses the energy, or so it's said. Native Americans use sage when they're smudging to cleanse. That's what they believe. When we witches use sage and we use it in a similar fashion, although one could argue cultural appropriation, but it's really a chicken and the egg situation at that point. Like, who started using sage for cleansing first? Right? Like, that whole conversation. Now, when we're cleansing things and we're removing negative energies, people have all kinds of ways of doing it, right? Like you're circling, or you're going the opposite way, or you're making symbols, or whatever. But you're not removing spirits from items when you sage them. Like, a spirit's hold on something is a lot stronger than some sage smoke. Okay. At most, you might annoy the spirit, and it's mostly because sage smoke is just irritating to spirits and some entities like demons. I know for a fact that Boone does not like sage smoke, and Belith does not like sage smoke, and some of the other demons that I've worked with just do not like sage smoke. So when I sage my place on Thursdays, when I clean my house, because, you know, just because you're poor doesn't mean you can't clean your shack, is because, or when I sage my place on Thursdays is when I just, you know, I don't sage the altar area all the time, especially if I were working with those particular entities involved going on. So the other thing to know about sage smoke is that all it's really doing is it's just resetting the energies in the environment. Okay, and what I mean by that is it's not like cleansing them out. It's just kind of, well, maybe it is kind of cleansing them out. I mean, if you're putting those types of energies into it, you could be cleansing out the energies of the area. But at the same time, as I've talked about before in previous videos, that when you use sage smoke, you have to then fill that void. So you are creating a void, but it's not like you're using sage smoke to push a demon out, or you're using sage smoke to push a spirit out. You're using sage smoke to push negative energies out of that particular space where the sage is going. That's why a lot of people will leave windows open, and as they sage more towards the windows, and it helps to move that energy out of the space in question. Now, when you sage your place or you sage a space, you need to fill that void. This is another thing a lot of people fail to do. You generally do it when you're working magic. So if I was working magic and I saged this space before I started, filling that energy or filling that void that I created would be filling it with the energy of my spell, of my working, of my ritual, of whatever it is that I'm doing in that particular space. Now, if you're like me and you sage your place on the days that you clean your house to remove all of that negative energy, to reset the energy in the environment, you need to fill that void up. Because if you don't, then it makes it very easy for negative energies to just whop on in and just exist and start manifesting a lot easier, because there's nothing really there preventing them from latching on. So what I will do after I sage and after I clean, and again, I've talked about this in previous videos, is I will burn things like incense, and I will light the candles, and I will invite spirits, and I will fill the space with my energy, okay? And I have a video that I want to do on how to detect if it's your energy or somebody else's energy in your space, and what you can do about that. But, you know, we'll get to those. Like, Christ, calm the fuck down, people. So, saging in relation to spirits or demons or whatever is not the answer. And saging against a witch's magical attack is also not generally the answer. It depends on who's throwing the magic. I mean, if it's somebody from TikTok throwing magic at me, honey, I just wave a sage stick and you shit your pants. So, it's called #RealWitches. How do you get rid of those types of spirits then? And why are people using sage and sage sticks to try and remove those entities? How you can get rid of those types of spirits really depends. I'm sorry, it does. There is no wave some sage around, burn some frankincense, say a holy prayer over the house. Like, this isn't a horror movie, for one. And for two, it never gets to horror movie levels unless you live in some famous haunted house or mansion or whatever. But even then, right? So first of all, how the hell did the spirit get there? Chances are you were playing with a Ouija board, or you were watching one of my videos and were like, if he can summon spirits, I can summon spirits. And you have no idea what you're doing and you screwed yourself. So that's not my fault, that's yours. But I'm gonna help you out because I'm nice and I'm kind. And to hear the rest of this, it's 6 easy payments of $195.99 every 2 weeks. Okay, 6 easy payments, okay, over, you know, every 2 weeks. JK. You're like, oh God, this turned into an infomercial. Yes, it did. So, how did the spirit get there? We've already established you were being an idiot. And, some of the things that you can do to get rid of them is, yes, you can burn things like frankincense to purify. You can burn things like rosemary to purify. But again, you're not pushing the spirit out. You're purifying a space that the spirit can't enter or has a much harder time to enter. Okay. In terms of trying to get it physically out, I don't even know. I've never dealt with that. I mean, there are banishing rituals that you can do. There's the lesser banishing ritual, which is very prominent and very easy to learn, and you can Google it and you can learn it, and that's up to you, not up to me. There's other types of banishing rituals out there. I mean, if you're a Wiccan, I mean, you people have banishing rituals out the wazoo. I don't like Sally Birkenstein today, so I'm gonna banish her. Oh wait, no, you can't do that because that goes against the threefold. Oh, I love you, Wiccans. I really do. You're so fucked. Anywho. So, sage is not always the answer, is the point of this video. And sometimes sage is a lie, and you just have to accept that. And other times people are just using it for the wrong reasons. And if you're watching TikTok all the time and you're scrolling through and you have some 12-year-old looking girl talking to you about sage, but okay, so you have people that are like 12 years old talking at you about sage, and they have no idea what they're talking about, or they're regurgitating it, or some crap like that. Okay, so I just wanted to bring a little bit of truth to the lies that TikTok likes to spread. Love you.